with no disguise. Every headline I'm breaking it live. From the streets to the pressure of up top, we see it all, yeah, we connect the dots. Weekly rain, yeah, we run it down. Truth hit different when it wear a crown. No fluff, no cap, just facts in sight. Welcome to the weekly rain report. Let's get into it tonight.
Disclaimer: this broadcast is intended for commentary, discussion, and entertainment purposes only. All topics and statements are based on publicly available information, including news reports, social media content, and third-party sources, which may include allegations or unverified claims. The views expressed are opinions and should not be interpreted as confirmed facts. This content is not intended to harm, defame, misrepresent any individual, organization, or entity. Viewer discretion is advised. What's good, y'all? I've missed y'all. Welcome to the weekly rain report. I am your girl, Soft Rain. Thank y'all for coming in here. I'm running a little bit behind, but I'm here. And so with the weekly rain report, we look at stories shaping our communities, our culture, and the conversations that's happening around us. Tonight, I'm going to be covering some breaking news, which is a deadly plane crash in Missouri. Severe storms that tore through parts of the Midwest a couple of days ago. A legal battle involving our president and the Kennedy Center. And one of the most unusual stories of the FIFA World Cup. So I also have some information on growing concerns surrounding the Social Security Administration and what it's going to look like for people as we get older. And a Georgia, I'm going to say domestic case, trying to watch my words, that has people asking difficult questions. So, of course, we're going to look at everything closely. And the larger theme, though, surrounding all of this is what happens when the systems we depend on are put under pressure. So let's get into it. I want to welcome everybody in who's already here. I see the numbers are going up. Make sure if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, make sure you share it. I'm going to be on later tonight with Souls of Thought as we do our other show, Same Soil, Different Roots. Got some interesting topics for y'all on that. Classic, thank you for being in here. Hey, Uncle Plug, thank you for being in here as well. Y'all had a good sports show earlier today. I caught the tail end of it. So I've really been doing a lot this past week, moving around and handling things as the grown folks should. But let's get into this breaking news, y'all. Are you sure you aren't AI, right? No, I'm not AI. I got some good lighting on today, y'all. It's me. This is me. Well, I see the numbers jumping up. If this is your first time here, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. Share this stream to somebody. I'm going to be covering some of the top news stories that I thought were interesting this week, and I hope you stick around. So let's get into it. Let's get into this breaking news. Yeah, so over in Missouri today, and this happened just a few hours ago, y'all. Plane crash over in Missouri. 12 people lost their lives earlier today. And according to authorities, a small aircraft carrying 11 skydivers and a pilot crashed shortly after takeoff near Butler Memorial Airport, south of Kansas City. So investigators say that the aircraft appeared to struggle gaining altitude before making a sharp turn and crashing into a nearby field. The NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board, and the Federal Aviation Administration have both launched investigations into what caused the crash. At this point, officials have not released a final determination regarding whether it was mechanical failure, weather conditions, human error, or another factor that may have played a role. So for families, however, the investigation is only one part of the story. Of course, 12 people left home expecting to have fun, an ordinary day, and they are never returning. So prayers go out to those families as well. I'm gonna see, like I said, this is new. It just happened a couple of hours ago. I see some people in here that I've never seen before. Hey, Marianne, with all the emojis. Richard said there's probably the light look perfect. Oh, thank you, Rich. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the hearts, Marianne Souza. Appreciate you being here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And Arla Data, thank you for being in here as well. So let me pull up that video that has the information on the skydivers that happened earlier today in Missouri. I don't know if we're going to have enough information or not, y'all, but we're going to see what they say, okay? Hold on. And this is coming from Fox. Share screen. It's devastating, though. Let's see. Do this. And then, let's see. Yeah, let's listen in. Yeah, I'm going to start trying to slow down when I'm talking to y'all. So let's listen in and see what they got to say about this.
Just listening to the White House task force talking about FIFA World Cup preparation right there. And we did want to play that out for you. However, we do have a breaking news update that we did want to share with you right here on Live Now from Fox. We first brought you just a short time ago a fatal plane crash happening out of Butler, Missouri, and we do have some live looks and new information. I did want to let you know that viewer discretion is advised as this continues to be a very active investigation there at the scene. We can see from this aerial perspective that blue tarp right there. The very latest update is this: a plane carrying passengers planning to spend this afternoon skydiving crashed in Missouri, killing all 12 people aboard. That is according to authorities. The Missouri State Highway Patrol putting out a statement that troopers were on the scene assisting the Butler Police Department and Bates County Sheriff's Office. The crash occurred near the Butler Memorial Airport. And just for added context, the small town of Butler has a population of around 4,300 people. It's about 65 miles south of Kansas City. According to a patrol sergeant with Missouri Highway Patrol, he was saying that the plane was taking people up to skydive. Emergency responders got a call that the plane was down and engulfed in fire at around 11:30 a.m. local time this morning. Emergency responders were able to extinguish the fire shortly after the crash, but the patrol sergeant describing the scene as brutal. So this is a live look right here. Ariel, we do want to say viewer discretion is advised as there continues to be a very active scene right here. And we have been seeing from this live perspective, when the camera is zoomed in, there is a blue tarp remaining at that crash site. So this gives you a better perspective in terms of where specific.
I'm going to look and see. I'm going to continue to let that play, but while it's playing, I'm going to look and see if there is, comments there. I'm going to look and see if there is any new information out there while this continues.
In Butler, Missouri, this crash happened. According to Highway Patrol, this took place amid sunny skies. This as the NTSB will now determine and work to determine the exact cause. So teams from the NTSB as well as the FAA, they are now en route to this crash site to investigate. That's according to Missouri State Patrol. The private plane was operated by Skydive Kansas City. That's according to the acting airport manager and Bates County Emergency Management Agency director, saying, quote, it, meaning the plane, had just taken off and made a left turn before the crash. He also said, quote, in my opinion, I think it was losing power and he was trying to make it over the highway and land, and he stalled and went down nose first and caught fire. So that is a statement from the acting airport manager and Bates County Emergency Management Agency director.
I see this video. I'm going to share. I want to see this one. Just live. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Let me see what they say. Oh, this is a closer look. So hold on. Yeah, this is a closer look. Let's see.
time. Witnesses say the plane made a sharp left turn moments after takeoff before crashing near the runway and bursting into flames. Emergency crews put out the blaze, but all 12 people on board died at the scene. Victims have yet to be formally identified.
Yeah, so okay, so they don't have any other information right now. So I guess I'll stay ahead of this, or try to stay with it, and maybe bring out some more information later on this week on one of the Radar with Rains on No Middle Man. We'll see how that goes. So, but moving forward, so that's our breaking news. So prayers to those families. Sad day for them. Whenever something like this happens, you know, the headlines naturally focus on what went wrong before. And so, but before we get lost in like technical details, I think it's important to remember the human side of it. There's 12 families whose lives changed in a single moment. And stories like this remind us that despite all the technology and safety systems we have today, life can be incredibly fragile, of course. Our thoughts are with those families affected as investigators work to find those answers. And turning on, I'm going to move on to my segment called Reality Check. And we're going to talk about these storms that hit the Midwest, because it was some. So turning over to the Midwest, well, we're still kind of staying in the Midwest, from Missouri to Illinois and Indiana. There was some severe weather created dangerous conditions across portions of Illinois and Indiana. Powerful thunderstorms reported tornadoes swept through parts of the Chicago metropolitan area and western Indiana, damaging homes, knocking down trees, and leaving thousands without power. Emergency crews spent much of the week responding to storm damage, while residents worked to assess the losses and begin the cleanup efforts. Meteorologists say those storms produce strong winds, heavy rainfall, and conditions favorable for tornado development. Fortunately, many communities received advance warnings, allowing residents time to seek shelter. But still, officials are reminding people that severe weather season is far from over. So let me pull up. Let's see.
But right now, I want to get to the
weather. Over to CBS in the morning. Hold on. I think this happened Friday morning, if I'm not mistaken. Let's listen in on one of my favorite morning shows.
Because we have another round of destruction on Thursday. Illinois and Indiana saw multiple tornadoes and wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour. One confirmed twister ripped through the small city of Streator, turning homes into rubble. At least one person was trapped and then rescued. Storms killed at least 3 people in Iowa and Maryland. CBS News meteorologist Rob Marciano is in Streator for us. Rob, good morning.
Hey,
good morning, Nate. Just heartbreaking and frightening what happened to this town. I mean, look at this home, how it was completely demolished. The walls just collapsing in on top of residents, as you'll soon see. Only one room really left standing. Their cars completely totaled. And then as you go deeper into town, more homes completely leveled here. Remarkably, nobody was killed here, but there were some injuries and some dramatic rescues. A string of terrifying tornadoes barreling across the Midwest Thursday, one taking direct aim on the small city of Streator, Illinois, leveling homes.
Oh my God, are you okay?
I think I got a broken leg. Injuring this man and trapping him under the rubble of a house that collapsed on top of him.
I got her out. Okay.
I can't get out.
Oh my God.
I tried moving all this stuff. I can't get it out.
The reporter who stumbled onto the scene jumped into action, trying to lift away a section of the wall that was pinning him down. Police officers arriving moments later, helping to pull away heavy chunks of the remains of the house until eventually they were able to rescue the man.
What else starts on your ankle plate?
Video capturing the twister with a cloud of swirling debris. Some homes were left with just one wall standing and piles of wood and metal scattered across town.
I called and I said, hey, you and Grandma need to get in the closet, take cover.
The view from above shows catastrophic damage. These homes left nearly unrecognizable. We've been chasing this storm when another tornado dropped just to its south. We've been following 2 monster cells to our north and our south, and that one just recycled a big tornado on the ground, just about 4 or 5 miles from us. There were more than a dozen tornadoes reported Thursday in Illinois and Indiana. Farther east, powerful wind snapped trees. Illinois and Indiana. Farther east, powerful wind snapped trees.
Right.
4 or 5 miles from us. There were more than a dozen tornadoes reported Thursday in Illinois. Another tornado dropped just to its south. We've been following 2 monster cells to our north and our south, and that one just recycled it. Big tornado on the ground, just about 4 or 5 miles from us. There were more than a dozen tornadoes reported Thursday in Illinois and Indiana. Farther east, powerful winds snapped trees and power lines, damaged this high school in Lake County, Indiana. And in central Iowa, a 54-year-old man was killed when a tree fell on him, with wind gusts hitting over 70 miles an hour in Des Moines. Sun now rising. We're getting a full view of the expanse of the damage here. The good news is at least it won't be a third consecutive day of severe weather in this area, but it is pushing off towards the east. Look at the number of damaging storm reports we had just yesterday alone. Over 400 damaging storm reports. We had 17 tornadoes there, and this really encompasses about 20 states. So the Northeast, you got your share of it yesterday, and that's going to be the focal point of where the severe weather will be today, and right along the I-95 corridor, right around the evening rush, 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, so because I was watching, so yeah, unfortunately, we are dealing with a lot of death today. Souls, hey souls, welcome in. Classic said, yeah, we got hit. I'm thankful though, Classic, that all of y'all were able to are safe. Hey, Roxy, welcome in, Roxy. Classic said, Twister-ish. Soul said, why Rain acting like she's watching TV? Because I was watching it with y'all. Miles said, wow, wild. So little tidbit about Rain. She was supposed to be a meteorologist. They call me the meteorologist at work because I always keep up with the weather. So I do I think the weather is fascinating, if you ask me. So yeah, so there's our reality check segment. If y'all are catching this on the rewatch, make sure y'all hit that like button, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, and make sure you can leave me a comment so we can talk about it. So said Classic fought the Twister 16. Yeah, y'all. I mean, hey, I'm glad everybody was safe. The people that we know in that region were safe and didn't have any significant damage. Classic said the weather fate. They say that. Classic. So yeah, I'm gonna move on to my next segment, y'all, and that is my policy and pressure. I'm having a twist in my words tonight. Super having difficulty on that end. Policy and pressure. So let's move on to the next segment. Policy and pressure. Okay, y'all. So the POTUS. This next story, it sits at the intersection of politics, law, and public instructions or public institutions. I'm sorry, y'all. So a federal judge has ordered the removal of Donald Trump's name from the Kennedy Center after a ruling that the renaming process violated federal law. So according to reports, the court found that the authority to officially rename the center rests with Congress and not with other governing bodies. As a result, Trump's name has reportedly been removed from the signage, official materials, and online references associated with the institution. The decision immediately sparked reactions from both supporters and critics of the former president. For some, the ruling is about following legal procedures. For others, it's another chapter in America's ongoing political battles. So let's take a look at the video that I have for this one. And it's somewhere. Here it is. Let me pull that up, y'all. Why do they had this as breaking news too on NBC? So let's listen in as they talk about
Breaking news this afternoon. Today is the day that President Trump's name has to be removed from the Kennedy Center. Right now, you can see there the scaffolding is set up, and it looks as if crews are at least preparing to take the lettering down.
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, a judge issued a ruling that blocked a planned 2-year closure and then also ordered that Trump's name be removed. News 4's Amy Cho has the latest.
As crews worked in the blistering heat to meet the deadline for removing President Trump's name from the Kennedy Center, some locals had camped out for days so as not to miss the moment.
I'm being a thorn in their side every chance I can, so it feels pretty good to see this.
We were going to watch and hold vigil all night and all day until the words came down, just like the law says.
So how did we get here? It started in February 2025 when President Trump fired the Kennedy Center's president and 18 board members and named himself board chair. In December, the new hand-picked board added Trump's name to the center, which led Democratic Congresswoman Joyce Beatty to file a lawsuit. In March, the Kennedy Center announced a 2-year closure for renovation. But then in May, a federal judge ordered President Trump's name removed and the closure halted. The board appealed, but the judge denied it. Several tourists tell News 4 they wanted to come watch the name being taken down.
And it feels like a step in the right direction for restoring the U.S. to what we've always known it to be.
It's a historic moment. It's a lot of history here in Washington, D.C. This is my first time here. And to be here at the same time that something historic like this is happening, something I'll remember forever. So I'm excited to be here.
In a lengthy post on Truth Social, President Trump criticized the conditions at the Kennedy Center, saying it was in desperate need of repair and the renovations would have set a new standard of excellence. The president also took aim at the judge who ordered his name removed, accusing the judge's wife of being politically motivated. President Trump's hand-picked Kennedy Center board now appealing the judge's decision to a D.C. appeals court. But for now, President Trump's name will no longer sit atop the nation's performing arts center.
All right, y'all. So, it's kind of, this is bigger than Donald Trump, right? So whether you're a supporter or a critic, the underlying question to me is who gets control of public institutions? Is it the elected officials, appointed boards, the courts? Because once those lines become blurry, those kinds of disputes become more common. And that's a conversation that affects, more than one name on one building, of course. So it says, when you wrong, Trump was wrong. Is that how you feel about that? So Roxy said, hey, y'all hit the like and subscribe button, please. Of course. So says, crazy what we call history. And Classic said, what is she talking about? What have we known the U.S. to be? It was interesting hearing that from her. I guess going back to it just being the Kennedy Center, I'm not for certain. I'll say he ain't never right, laugh out loud. So said the law said he was, so he is. Okay, so I got you. I got you. Yeah, so hey. I'm gonna move on. Hey, if y'all are I've gotten rusty, y'all, but I'm gonna get back into it. A lot been going on like this. So if you're catching this on the rewatch, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you tap that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications to all so you don't miss me when I go live. And let's move on to this next, or leave a comment down in the comment section. Let's move on to this next segment. I got a new segment for y'all. Y'all might like it a little bit. Let's see. That was loud. Was that loud for y'all on y'all end? Was that loud? It was loud for me. So yeah, welcome into Beyond the Scoreboard. This is the Rain Sports Report. Oh man, y'all. So one of the most unusual stories of the World Cup, we know the World Cup is happening right now, isn't just happening on the field. Iran's national soccer team has been staying in Tijuana, Mexico, while traveling into the United States for matches. The arrangement came after visa complications and ongoing tensions between Washington and Tehran created challenges for some members of the Iranian delegation. While the players were ultimately able to participate in the tournament, several officials reportedly faced difficulties obtaining entry. And as a result, the team established its base in Mexico and now crosses the border when necessary for competition. The situation has become one of the most talked about off-field stories of the tournament. So I got a video for, I always got a video to talk about that. So let's see where that video is. Where did it go, y'all? We gonna find one. So hang tight. We gonna find one. Y'all be patient with me. Hey, Bridget. Yeah, my email's on my channel. Yeah, the email is conversationswithsoftrain@gmail.com. conversationswithsoftrain@gmail.com. Let me pull up this FIFA and the Iran staying in Mexico. I thought it was funny. Well, not funny. I thought it was different. Crazy work. Let's see. Where's that one video I had? This happened about 2 weeks ago too. Hey. Here we go. Now let's listen in on this. So interesting, unique. As Soul says, this was very unique.
Iran's national football team will commute from Mexico during the upcoming World Cup after the United States declined to host the squad for the duration of the tournament. That was according to Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum on Monday.
The Iranian team is going to play in the United States. I think they have 3 matches in the first qualifying round. So the Iranian team's 3 matches are in the United States. The United States does not want the Iranian team to stay overnight, but they are going to play 3 matches there. So they asked us, can they stay overnight in Mexico? And we said, yes, no problem. We have no problem.
Iran will be based in Tijuana, near the U.S. border, and travel for its 3 Group G matches, 2 in Los Angeles and 1 in Seattle. The White House and the State Department did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Iran's Football Federation says the move will help avoid visa complications, with FIFA confirming the new arrangement. The decision comes amid tensions over the nation's conflict with the U.S. and Israel. Iran qualified for a 4th consecutive World Cup by topping its group in the 3rd round of Asian qualifying last year.
So that's crazy. They won't even let them stay over here. It's been a lot of tensions too with the visas of other countries as well coming over and playing. Some of the supporters aren't able to come over and support their teams and whatnot, support their countries because of this. Let's see. Let's watch this video right here. It says, why are there so many empty seats at the World Cup? We'll watch this one and then we'll move forward. Let's watch this one.
Talking point after South Korea beat the Czech Republic 2-1 in Mexico's Guadalajara. Around 200,000 tickets are reported to remain unsold, even though the tournament has kicked off. 170,000 of them were available on the FIFA resale platform and 30,000 on the original ticket sales platform. Analysts say that's a very high number when it comes to a tournament like the World Cup. Now, FIFA claimed there was a record-breaking 500 million ticket requests for the 6 million available. So what happened? Well, many people say the tickets are just too expensive. A top category ticket for a group stage game can cost up to $620. For the final, it's at least 10 times more. And dynamic pricing had that feature reach more than $10,000. So let's compare that with Qatar in 2022. The top ticket in the group stage was $220, and for the final, it was $1,600. The main European fan group has criticised the 2026 prices, calling them a monumental betrayal of supporters and the tradition of the World Cup. But FIFA President Gianni Infantino defended the prices earlier this week, saying it's an in-demand tournament and that the prices are no different to any other major sporting event in North America. So is that true? Well, partially. The NFL is similarly priced, but for a regular season in the rest of North America's top sports competition, like basketball, ice hockey, and baseball, well, they are all significantly cheaper.
Well,
the 2026 World Cup hype is real. 48 nations, some of the biggest squads ever assembled, and a tournament spread across 3 countries. But here's the thing, even with all those extra...
So yeah, y'all, they doing some crazy work over there with the World Cup. You know, sports is supposed to be something that brings people together, but the story reminds us that sports don't exist in a vacuum. Politics, international relations, and government policy don't suddenly disappear because a game is being played. Iran qualified just like every other team, because of global politics. They're living in one country and competing in another. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the biggest story isn't the score, it's everything around it. And keeping with the sports segment, we got to give credit where credit is due. The Knicks, the New York Knicks, ended a 53-year championship drought. They have something to celebrate. The New York Knicks are the NBA champions for the first time since 1973. After decades of rebuilding, disappointment, and near misses, the Knicks defeated the San Antonio Spurs to capture the franchise's first championship in more than 5 decades. Celebrations erupted throughout New York City as generations of fans finally witnessed something they thought they might never see. Even younger fans, this was their first this was their first championship. For older fans, it was the culmination of wait that had lasted more than half a century. So congratulations going out to the Knicks. But you know, New York, they came out and tore some things down up there. Let's see. They had some stabbings, some shootings, some bus fires, and everything else. We're going to watch that. They're supposed to be celebrating, not tearing the city down. So let's watch some of that. And then we're going to move forward. Oh, come on. You going to play it for me?
Celebration to honor the championship. It did take a chaotic turn in some areas as thousands of fans flooded the streets overnight. Weekend Today New York's Romney Smith joins us live now from Lower Manhattan with more on the massive celebrations, also how police managed to get the crowd under control. Romney.
Yeah, tens of thousands of people celebrating late last night into early morning, and it seems it got wilder the later it got into the evening. Take a look at your screen, and you'll see some of the sheer chaos. Things came to a screeching halt in Times Square when someone fired off shots. A 17-year-old boy was shot in the left foot. NYPD took him to the hospital because the crowd actually wouldn't let the ambulance through. 3 people are in custody in relation to that shooting, and they did recover a gun, but it's still under investigation as police wait to file those actual charges. Now, moving on, NYPD weren't the only busy ones. FDNY also showing up to extinguish at least one school bus that was set on fire. This happened while tens of thousands of people were in Times Square taking in the Knicks win.
They just out there wilding out,
shaking and rocking 5 school buses, but one of them was lit on fire, fully engulfing it at one point. FDNY extinguished it, but again, we're still waiting to hear if there are any injuries. Coming back out to me live, there was a total of 63 people who were arrested late last night and early this morning, and 10 NYPD officers who were injured. All of this to say, you know, there's always a few bad apples, and unfortunately, this means that NYPD definitely going to be ramping up security when it comes to Thursday's massive parade, where we're expecting tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands. Gus, back to you.
Expected on Thursday, as you say. Big.
Well, still big congratulations to the Knicks. Classes said they out there overly tweaking. Classes said, when was the last legit championship before the magnets? I'm not for certain, Classic. I'm not for certain. Miles said, celebration by destruction is crazy. Isn't it? We're supposed to be celebrating. They out there tearing it down. 63 people arrested, putting school buses on fire and all that. Then that's wild. Classic said, that's every weight, every rate. Yeah. It was everybody out there. It was out there. Already out there. It was everybody. Roxy said, well, dang, congratulations, but don't burn it down. I know, right? Don't tear it up. Don't be shooting on nobody and putting the bus on fire. I'm glad y'all are ecstatic, but let me see if I can play this part right here again. Hold on. Let me add it back to the stage because Classic said it's all racist, and it was all racist. We'll keep it big too. Hold on, let's see.
And you'll see some of the sheer chaos. Things came to a screeching halt in Times Square when someone fired off shots.
Everybody.
A 17-year-old boy was shot in the left foot. NYPD took him to the hospital because the crowd actually wouldn't let the ambulance through. 3 people are in custody in relation to that shooting, and they did recover a gun, but it's still under investigation as police wait to file those acts.
Everybody, every race, white, black, Puerto Rican, and Asian, all of them out there. Everybody, everybody. Oh yeah. Miles said young folks. Yeah, mostly young folks. Mostly young folks. Yeah. Y'all think there's something powerful about loyalty when it comes to sports? You know, in a world where people switch teams, switch careers, switch relationships, and switch directions at the first time of adversity, Knicks fans, they stay committed. So 53 years is a long time to wait for anything. And while it's just sports, moments like this remind us that perseverance sometimes pays off. Maybe not on our timeline, but eventually. So moving forward for my next segment, if y'all have been rocking with me this long, I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications and all that good stuff. And we're going to move forward to my next segment called Reality Check. So for this segment, I wanted to focus on Social Security, the Social Security concerns that are happening right now. Millions of Americans are paying close attention to discussions surrounding the future of the program. Recent changes involving overpayment recovery procedures and continued concerns about long-term funding have once again placed Social Security in the national spotlight. Experts continue debating how to maintain the program's stability as the population ages and more Americans rely on benefits during retirement. While no immediate benefit cuts have been announced, concerns remain about the long-term outlook. So let me pull that video up. It's got me concerned. I mean, I know I got a long time to be working before I retire and can draw Social Security benefits, but we don't know what that looks like later on in the future. So let me pull that up. And of course, it ain't on here where it's supposed to be at. Hold on, y'all. My GMA is CBS ones. I think I saved it in the wrong spot. There we go. Let's listen in on the Social Security stuff.
Serious warning about the millions of dollars Americans rely on for retirement. More than 62 million people get benefits from the Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund. A new government analysis says in just 6 years, the fund will only have enough money to pay 78% of its scheduled benefits. Now, this calls for CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger to break it all down for us. So explain to us, how does all of this work?
Okay, Social Security is a pay-as-you-go system, meaning workers pay for the people who are retired. So you're working hard right now. You see that FICA tax come out, 6.2% of your pay. Your boss matches 6.2% of the pay. That goes to pay for your grandma's Social Security benefits. When there are tons of baby boomers working, we built up extra money that we didn't actually have to pay out. There were so many people working. Now, flipped on its head, the boomers are all retiring. Now we don't have enough money of all those reserves that built up to actually pay out the promised benefits. So this is a really important issue because we've been warning about this probably for about a dozen years, and it takes Congress to act. So it is not that the system is going broke. It's that those excess reserves that built up, those are going to be depleted.
So what happens in 2032?
Okay, so magic year 2032, which is oddly close to the year I would be claiming Social Security. What happens is the way Social Security is structured is that it automatically would mean that there are cuts to the promised benefits.
Right.
So that would mean a 22% reduction automatically going into effect. So can I just play this out?
Yeah.
Most Americans on average receive, let's say, a $2,000 monthly check.
Right.
That would mean as of 2032, you get a lopped off amount and it is reduced by 22%. So it's no longer your $2,000, right? It's now $1,540.
That's significant.
And that is so important. That's the part. So even if you already claim benefits, for people who are like, oh my God, I'm going to claim early, no matter what, every single person will take a 22% reduction.
So can anything be done to fix this? And are there any immediate actions?
Okay, so number one, it is fixable. It requires Congress. So that may mean that you feel like, oh my God, it's not fixable. Pound the phones, pound emails, send your political representatives a note saying, I'm worried about
I've been saying this for years.
Absolutely. Okay, so what can they do? They can actually increase the amount of money on which FICA taxes are paid. That's the wage base. It could go from about $184,000. We could lift it to say $300,000. I know, not going to make a lot of people happy, but we have to pay for the system. We could actually say, hey, you know what? People have to work longer. But again, this is a tough one because if you are a blue collar worker and I'm saying, yeah, you got to work till you're 75, that doesn't make so much sense.
Yeah.
Congress can fix the problem. Get on it. For right now, go to ssa.gov and check out your own benefit and make sure you're registered in the system.
Breaking it down like boxes.
Yeah. So, and if just what she said too, if y'all haven't done so already, if you never, a lot of young folk, a lot of young working people don't know that you can go on to ssa.gov and look at your benefits. It can get, and it gives you a snapshot of what your retirement could look like once you get to retirement age. They keep raising the retirement age though, and I think they're doing it because of what she just said. There's no money in the reserves anymore. We are paying the older generation's retirement benefits right now. So Richard says, Cynthia, okay, Richard, I'll check it in just a second. Classic said you will retire off content alone. You think so, Classic? We manifesting that? We gonna keep manifesting that. All right, Bridget. Do I need to look at it now, Richard, or after the show? But yeah, I encourage all the young people and people in their mid-40s too as well. If you have not done so, go over to the ssa.gov. You can look and see your yearly income on there, and then you can project what your Social Security payout will be once you retire. And there's, at my workplace, there's people of all ages from late 20s all the way up to past retirement age, 70, 75 type, 70, 75. And you got some of those workers there that they're still working solely because they're helping their kids stay afloat in this economy. You know, the grandparents are helping their grandchildren. The parents are helping their children to stay afloat, you know, in this economy. So it's tough. Later. Okay, Richard, I'll make sure I check that out. As I said, one by one, and your job will be optional before you know it. We're gonna manifest that. We're gonna manifest that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So this is one of those issues, of course, that affects people regardless of their political party. For many Americans, you know, Social Security isn't just extra money, it's survival money, it's rent money, medication money, grocery money. And as our population continues to age, this conversation becomes more urgent, of course. because eventually every generation reaches to a point where it depends on the promises made by generations before it. So if you have stayed thus far, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and if you are catching this on a rewatch, make sure you leave your comments down below. I talk back. And make sure you turn on your notifications too, so you know when exactly I'm going live and you get the notification. Rain, doesn't polygyny sound financially responsible in today's classic? Classic. We're gonna go there, classic. More income. I can't lie. Okay. I can't deny the fact that more income in one household is going to is financially responsible. I can't deny that. I can't deny that more than one income in any household is being financially responsible. So I won't deny that, classic. Will not deny it. So we're gonna move on. I think I have one or two more segments left, y'all. Let's see. I have one more segment left. And this one, it kind of really made me angry, but it is what it is. We're gonna move forward to, and I normally do this segment first, but I wanted to go ahead and bring this to y'all last this time. This is gonna be Radar Investigates. So my final story tonight comes from, and this could have been hometown rain too, y'all. Comes from Georgia. Authorities have arrested a white man, and we gonna play race on this one. We're gonna pull the race card. Accused of opening fire near a family gathering, primarily by Black guests. Investigators say the suspect allegedly used an AR-style rifle during the incident. Fortunately, reports indicate that there were no fatalities, but the case has sparked significant concern within the community. Authorities continue investigating the circumstances surrounding the shooting and whether race played a role in the incident, but we know it did, okay? At this stage, officials have not announced hate crime charges, but they should. They should. Absolutely, classic. You're welcome. Roxy said it does. Yes, it sure does. Absolutely, Roxy, on that income. So let me pull up this last story, y'all, because it really, where did it go? You know what? Oh, there it is. And this is really not, hold on, y'all. Let's see. Let me get the official, because that's a streamer's page. Let's see. And this happened in Leesburg, Georgia. Where is the official? I don't even see the official news report, y'all. Hold on. Leesburg, Georgia. Hold on, y'all. Can't find it, y'all. I'm just gonna go back to my original. This is hopefully I won't get copyrighted, but I'm gonna play this video, y'all. And I'm not monetized, so we should be good to go. So let me we're gonna pull this up and watch it. Let's watch it, y'all. That's his name, Jeffrey Tyler Kinzer. So he came back twice. Oh, what's going on? Baby was outside and everything. Why I can't find the also the family member that returned the fire, they did end up striking him. I wonder where I wonder why I can't find Kinzer, Jeffrey Kinzer. Jeffrey Kinzer. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna see if I can find him to give us some more there is like no news. It's everybody commenting on it, but I can't find like the original news. I can't find the original news, so I don't know. But yeah, that's what is this? Yeah, so I think this is my opinion, okay? I think what happened was this family was having a birthday party for the grandmama and a family reunion all at the same time. Of course, when you have that many people over in an area like a subdivision, you're gonna be taking up the street with cars being parked and whatnot. It is what it is. People have parties and whatnot at their house, as long as it's not impeding on their grass or their way to get up and down the road, their right of way to get up and down the road, or parking in front of their house or what have you, then it needs to be left alone. Or if they're causing any kind of like crazy disturbance out, anybody, black, white, rainbow coalition, whoever you are, as long as it's not impeding your peaceful home and you being able to get in and out of your driveway, they should be left alone. What it was, this man here saw all that going on and it just ate him up inside, and he felt that he had to go do something about it. For what? They weren't bothering anybody. They were just out there having a good time with their family. And just like this one said, there was over 20 kids there too as well. So 20 children. I seen a little baby rocker on the floor, and I see there's another video here that says that he was released on a $5,000 bond. So what is that? When somebody rides through the neighborhood taunting people and then comes back with a weapon and firing the weapon, what kind of charge is that supposed to be? What kind of charge is that supposed to be? Is it attempted unaliving? Is it attempted or aggravated, the other word? Or is it attempted manslaughter? It ain't voluntary. No, is it voluntary? It's not involuntary. Is it voluntary? What is it? Why was he released on a $5,000 bond? $5,000? Oh, there you go. She got the actual news. Oh, he was only charged with assault, y'all. He was only charged with assault. So what is that? Do y'all know what that is? Finally. Okay. I'll look rigid before I get off here. I don't know. I have no idea. I wonder, hold on. Leesburg, Georgia news. I don't know why I can't pull up, like, it's crazy whenever you ooh, we're gonna watch it right here, y'all. Let me do that. This is the actual news story. And then I'm gonna get off here after this one. I'm gonna let y'all go. So this is the actual news story. Is it gonna play it from here? Oh, yeah. On there, y'all.
Are you okay?
We're gonna mute that part till it finishes. WALB. Is that down at, where is this at in Albany? Is it down by Albany, Georgia? Lee County, Georgia. Oh yeah. This is just south of me, y'all. Not even like 60 miles south of me. So, all right, let's listen in. Can I turn it back up?
On bars after he reportedly showed up at a large gathering Sunday night in body armor and opened fire with an AR-style rifle. Witnesses at the home on Autumn Leaf Drive told police it devolved into a shootout. The Lee County Sheriff's Office later arrested Jeffrey Tyler Kinzer. Witnesses say Kinzer fired several shots, then several people at the gathering reportedly fired back. One person was injured in the gunfire. Deputies say they searched Kinzer's home and reportedly found an AR-style rifle and body armor. Kinzer is charged with aggravated assault. The Lee County Sheriff's Office says there may be more victims that haven't yet been identified.
So let me why does it keep, okay, there we go. Let me read this. Around 9:15, deputies were called to the 100 and 200 blocks of Autumn Leaf Drive after receiving multiple reports of a shooting in progress. According to Chief Deputy Agent, there was a large gathering at the home. Found one person later identified as Jeffrey Kinzer had been shot. Kinzer told deputies he had been involved in the shooting. There was a verbal altercation during the gathering and later returned. So you had a verbal altercation, but then you went back. And later returned carrying an AR-style rifle and wearing body armor. And according to the sheriff's office, he fired toward the gathering and multiple people shot back at him. He's now being charged with aggravated assault. He was cleared at the hospital and taken to Lee County Jail. More charges facing. So they don't have no updates, like him being released or something, I guess. I don't know. It's like 60 miles south of me. I mean, really, this is, I don't know. It's tough. Miles said a slap on the wrist compared to a hate crime. I think it should be investigated, and I think more should come of it. I think a hate crime. America, us. Roxy said that's just wrong in so many ways. Absolutely. Miles said the wrong people in power are making wrong decisions. Classic said he told Tell be right here when I get back. Classic said he was in the King Von on a pull-up. Classic said stay dangerous. That was wild though. He was released on bond. The GBI is now involved. Hold on. They're probably going to put more charges against him, y'all. I'm not going to hold y'all any longer. Of course, we know whenever race enters a story, emotions are understandably will run high. But this is exactly why the facts matter. People want answers, community wants accountability, and investigators have a responsibility to determine exactly what happened and why. The challenge today is that public opinion often reaches a verdict long before the system does, and we've been seeing that all week with another case, the Carmelo Anthony case, and with other cases as well. And while emotions are real, facts still matter. The truth matters, and that's what investigators are tasked with finding. If y'all are catching this on the rewatch, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all leave a comment down below. I talk back. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you don't miss another live. And I appreciate everybody being here with me tonight. Later on this evening, I don't know if Souls has it up yet, but I will be doing a show with Souls of Thought, our same Soil Different Roots show, and we got some good stories or some good topics for us to talk about. I appreciate everybody who came here and stayed here with me this whole time. Classic. Uncle Plug was in here. Miles was in here. Roxy. Souls was in here. Rigid was in here. Miles. I did say Miles. Yeah, so thank y'all for coming through and hanging with me and going over some of these stories this week that was interesting to me. Super Mac, you late. I'm about to get off here, but make sure you come back. I'm going to be on a little bit later with Souls, and we're going to do our show, Same Soil, Different Roots. Oh, I missed some comments, y'all. Richard said the wealthy will have a mansion with 8 adults, 3 working teens, and 2 babies. That's how you win. Absolutely. Classy said, looking forward to you and Souls tonight. It's my favorite show of his. Your call-in show is my favorite of yours. Yeah, Classy, I gotta bring life be lifing. I've been doing some moving around, make some things happen. So I gotta bring my call-in show back. I wanted to revamp it a little bit, give it a little bit more structure. But I'll be bringing that back soon with a special guest as well. So I'm glad you like it though. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, so make sure y'all tune in tonight. We'll probably be going on shortly, not too long after this show. So Rice said, appreciate you, Rain. Stay blessed and stay safe. Oh, thank you, Super Matt, for coming in though. Missed you working though. Yeah, keep making that money for Mrs. Matt. So y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all coming in. Tonight let's go over what we talked about. We talked about the deadly plane crash in Missouri, severe storms that hit the Chicago area, northwest Indiana with the tornadoes and whatnot. We talked about legal battles, international politics, intersecting with sports, concerns about the retirement and Social Security, and questions surrounding public safety. They were all different stories, different locations, different people, but one common thread. It's all about systems under pressure. So whether it's weather systems, transportation systems, political, economic, or justice systems, this week reminded us how much we rely on those systems every day. So thank y'all for spending part of your evening with me. I am Soft Rain, and until next time, make sure you stay informed, stay thoughtful, and take care of yourself. So good night, everybody. See y'all next time. Tune in later on. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you have your notifications on for me and Souls. Tune in later on. Oh, wait, y'all. I got to do this. I'm just going to go ahead and sign off, but I got to do this. I am part of the Raw Society Coalition. The Raw Society Coalition consists of myself, Soft Rain, Classic Clothes. You see him in the chat. Uncle Plug TV, you seen him in the chat. Souls of Thought, you see him in the chat. And the Tez Down, you didn't see him in the chat, but he's part of us as well. Make sure y'all go over. I'm gonna go ahead and leave. I'll leave the go over to our YouTube, the Raw Society, and you can type in the Raw Society Coalition. You can type in the Raw Society Coalition. Raw. I'm so country, y'all. And if y'all click on, I'm gonna show y'all exactly what to do. I have to call them back. Share screen. If y'all go over to our YouTube page, this is us, all of us here, and click on where it says see more links and pull all those up. You can find all of our channels right here. We bring y'all content, live content, just about 7 days a week. And Classic, he has 4 pages. Classic Code Sports, Classic Code Rewind. What's the other page you got, Classic? Classic Code Sports, Classic Code Rewind, his page, and Classic Code Clips. He has 4. Souls of Thought. You see him on here with Uncle Plug TV. They do a sports show on Sundays, 1181 Pressure Plays, and you see him throughout the week. You catch me on his panel, the No Middleman panel, on Monday and Tuesday nights, and sometimes Wednesdays. We have shows all week long. The Tez Down, his name is here. He brings you headline news during the daytime, and he got a nightcap at night. Classic had, and him and Classic have a show called The Human Experienced, which is great. And Classic calls boxing matches and does tons of things. We bring y'all content all the time. So make sure y'all tap in with the Raw Society Coalition. Everybody, Uncle Plug TV, he has story time. He has his algorithm show, all that great stuff. We have great content. So all you have to do is go over to the Raw Society Coalition YouTube page, and all of our links are on there. Our Discord is on there as well. Make sure y'all tap into our Discord. And you can talk to us there, and you'll find a lot of information for all of us there as well. So yeah, thank y'all for being here with me. Y'all tap in later on with me and Souls on Same Soil, Different Roots, and I'll see y'all next week.
It's your girl, Soft Rain. Real talk, no filter, no disguise. Every headline, I'm breaking it live. From the streets to the pressure of up top. We see it all, yeah, we connect the dots. Weekly, right, yeah, we run it down. Truth hit different when it wear a crown. No fluff, no cap, just facts in sight. Welcome to the weekly rain report. Let's get into it tonight.